But what he was saying allegedly in these text messages is wild.
So I didn't see that part.
Yo, okay? So
my Kanyeism will not let me get that.
I'm going to tell you right now. No. So the man was saying that he was asking her if she would like him to do something with his man part, and he called it a racial slur. Yeah. He called it like a racial slur. He kept referring to his parts as a racial slur. It's the wildest thing I've ever seen.
Yo, Beth, that shit crazy.
On a Saturday! Welcome to the All Even Podcast. My name is Barry Grant Jr. You can catch this show on Podbeam, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. I'm all over the place. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, at All Even Podcast. Get on YouTube. It's going to be somewhere on the screen. Click the notification or the button. Subscribe, tell people, tell a friend because the page is growing. Claw.
Hello.
How you doing? How are you?
All right, a little tired, but not tired.
Claw doesn't get tired.
But tired, but not tired. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, you pulled up with a bunch of brewskis, so you was ready to roll.
I come correct.
There's nothing left, but
there's like shells and shillings and shit like that.
Yeah.
Get right
Shrapnel.
Yeah. Snooze, you lose, brother.
Facts.
Shit, high roll.
I think you only passed me like one. You come to the pod, you give me one, and then that's it. That's crazy.
When you drive on the highway, do you go 25 or do you go 65? Hoorah!
I'm a 25 guy.
Yeah, see, that's a problem.
I am a 25 guy. Like sometimes I end up like doing 25 in the left and not realizing that I'm in the left, and then people are like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm a cruiser.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. These beers are gonna pass you by.
Whatever.
Cause I'm going balls to the wall.
Yeah, well, I mean, normally you do. Jimmy, the super intern, is not here. He's not feeling well and decided not to come. So shouts to Jimmy, the super intern, because if he would have came here and contaminated the entire studio, I would have been very upset.
He needs to wash his hands between hands.
Yeah.
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 You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get it?
I get it.
All right.
Yeah.
It hits.
Yeah.
That was a bar.
Nicole on the ones and twos, the silent assassin. What's up?
Nothing much.
Michelob in hand. She laid back.
Yo.
She chilling.
She drank most of the beers.
Facts. Between you and her, I got nothing. I got one.
I gotta watch myself now.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
she's on the highway.
Yeah.
Middle lane though.
I think she was the first one to kind of dip into the. What you got over there? Okay. Those
usually,
them?
Usually you ask, she's like, "Hey, do you want a beer?" She's
nah.
like,
"Yeah, exactly."
I was like, "Yeah, okay." Nicole's here.
It's crazy.
God bless her.
Crazy. What up? Yeah, it's a very basketball centric show. Obviously the NBA Finals.
I'll be quiet.
Were last night. We are recording on a Friday night, obviously. So we got NBA Finals to talk about. We have a coaching situation that's going on with the Los Angeles Lakers. What the hell is going on in LA? It is definitely a shit-taster, but we're definitely going to discuss it because I think there's some foolery going on. There's some chicanery going on. There's something going on, and I don't like it. There could be NBA expansion coming in the future, and we're not talking about just United States and Canada. They're thinking about international expansion. So I definitely want to talk about that. James Harden said some things that made me laugh like I didn't laugh in weeks. I haven't laughed this hard in a very, very long time, so I want to discuss that in full detail. Bad Bunny's in trouble. Bad Bunny's in trouble.
He could do no wrong.
Yeah, now, well, he Major League Baseball is not happy with Bad Bunny at all right now. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things going on that they are not happy about. My irrelevant news of the week. Obviously, we're gonna talk about some wrestling too.
Can't wait.
Do a little wrestling.
SmackDown, baby.
Yeah, SmackDown, baby. And then the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
Now, off pod, off camera, off mic, me and the Silent Assassin were having discussions.
Silent Assassin and I.
Sorry, Silent Assassin and I.
Yeah, do it right.
So she was like, yo, she sent me a picture this week, right? Of this story about what's going on in New York. The spiders.
Oh yeah,
Yo.
bro.
And mind you, like, I'm gonna put her on Front Street right now. She was like, yo, I know I said some insensitive things maybe last week. Some people can probably be able to say it that way or, you know, download it that way when I said about the Chinese, right? And she said, yo, are these things not coming from Japan? It's like, yo, where are these things coming from? Flying spiders?
No. Parachute. They are parachuting in.
They're flying. However you want to download it.
Bro.
Like, yo, and on top of that, they're venomous. Come on, son. Like, it's one thing to fly, but they poisonous too?
It's crazy. It's like it had 4-inch like legs.
They
I'm
big as
they're
shit.
Massive. Yeah. Apparently I did see like the venom's not like harmful to humans and like pets, but like it does like attack like other insects and stuff.
Or like their nervous system so they can eat them?
Yeah. So, but still like.
So are they good for the environment?
Hold on, wait a second. We might have something here. Hold on.
Yeah, it was.
They might kill off the lanternflies.
Yeah. So
I am with that because we
What?
can't have those back.
But they are big enough to scare humans because 4 inches was this 4
Nah, 4 inches is way taller than that, bro.
pause. Watch out.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
So at the end of the day, 4-inch arms and they're spiders.
It's crazy.
So what do they have, like 8 legs?
Yo, dude,
Massive.
you ever seen those
Fucking
big ass
gross.
spiders in Australia? Yo, they just be in people's homes.
Looks like
regular.
rats, like rat
Ye-
size.
They, yeah, they're like hands.
Yeah.
Do you like? This is crazy, but taking a shit in Australia
Yo, come on, son.
is one of the most wildest things you can do
It's dangerous.
because you don't know
What's
what
coming
the
out of
fuck
the
is.
toilet?
Even when you flush down,
Right,
shit might just come get you, bro.
right.
And this should be under the seat. It's fucking gross, bro.
God.
They must squat.
Dude, like, all right, cool. Last summer was the lantern flies, and we heard how destructive they were to the environment, right? Where people tell you, when you see him, got killed. You know what I mean? That's all they kept saying. When you see him, got killed. Like, I've never heard them say nothing like that ever, right?
Nah, they
You
said
always
that.
hear like, okay, cool, you know, there's a species out here. But yo, they came out of nowhere and said, when you see him, got killed. What is the message here?
I'm like running. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yo, pray, bro. Because that's it.
Yeah.
Yo, remember we went to
I'm spraying everything with bleach. I don't
We
care.
went to MetLife for that meeting.
Yo, we
And-
got attacked.
Yo, we almost killed, like, we killed like 4 or 5 of them shits.
I had 7 bodies,
And then you fucking step on them and like,
and they don't die.
they don't die. And I'm at my man's house the other day, like, and I'm like, he's in his, like, he's talking about his gardener supposed to fucking cut something. And I'm like, all right, cool, bro. And then he's like, these fucking things are crawling. I was like, what are those? Black and white? I'm like, bro, those are baby lanternflies. But I'm talking about a lot. And he's never had them before.
So they're back.
They're back.
Oh my god.
They're like,
I saw one the other day.
back.
Did you saw them?
Yeah, like I was walking in the parking lot to work. I saw like something white and black in the parking lot. I'm like, what
Yep.
the hell is that? And I went back. I was like, oh, so I didn't kill it.
Yo,
But,
you
like,
know
I
what's
can't, yeah,
you
but
know
I
what's
saw
so crazy about them Silent Assassin is how random it is. Like they'll just be in the middle of the street, right? Like you'll be walking and just be in the middle. I'm walking the other way. That's the type of shit I'm doing. Why are you just in the middle of the street like that? Like, what are you doing? Why?
Wait, it's regulating.
Yeah.
Telling you to
Like,
walk
who
over
you
there.
calling? What a gang at?
They coming.
Somebody there. I don't like
That
it.
shit is nasty. I don't know what, yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. Now, putting the hat on. These might be weapons.
But we ain't got no smoke with Japan.
These are from Japan?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it's from China.
Nah,
too.
they from Japan, bro.
Well, hey.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Payback's a bitch.
That's all I'm saying. Don't do the Chili McFreeze. You know what he does. Okay?
Oh, I won't do it.
Don't do it.
I won't say broccoli.
They're not alike. Okay, they're different places.
They got
okay?
tans.
Huh?
Japanese are cool.
They got tans.
Yeah, they do.
They do. They got good tans.
Yeah, they do.
I love
get
the Japanese.
I thought you said something else. That's what
I did. I did too, but I caught it after. Yeah,
They're good.
I was about to hit this on you.
Oh no.
Yeah,
We're cool. I got no problem with Japanese.
no smoke.
No.
No.
Sapporo.
Sapporo. Yeah, Sapporo is a good beer.
Good
that
beer.
day you'd like that.
You'd like it.
You'd like
It
that.
comes in a fucking nice. All right, cool.
Yeah.
They're not paying us.
But like I said, flying spiders in New York. Like it's bad. Like I said, I've been saying this for a while. Just let the aliens come. I'm just waiting for it now. At this point, like,
Come get your shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
clean this shit up. Do what you want to do. Let us know how you want us to move going forward. Because if y'all if these things are just gonna be coming out of nowhere, like every summer, something else gonna happen. I need y'all to come down here regularly.
I'm with you.
This is crazy.
I believe it.
Flying spiders.
Flying poisonous spiders with
Right.
with 4-inch vert. Shit is
Right.
crazy, bro.
Got a LeBron vert. Like, what we doing?
Son, that's
Come on.
crazy.
You know what? You ever watch Aliens?
Yeah.
Are they big like that? They're not big like that. Like the face suckers.
Yeah, but you know what I feel like the real caveat's gonna be? Remember that Charlie Sheen alien movie?
Oh, you talking about the Arrival?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what like the lantern flies.
Oh,
like
come
the
on,
legs
man.
bend back and they stand.
They gonna
and
start
do
getting
that.
bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's nasty.
Yeah. Moving on. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Kanye's wild. Let's go ahead and do this, right? Because we have to make sure that we cover things and talk about things in a mature, professional way.
Right.
If true, if the allegations are true, he's a wild man.
Correct. If so, because that is no way, shape, and form tolerated.
Correct.
However, she got some knockers, bro. I ain't gonna hold
Yo.
you. She fits the mold. She fits the mold.
They said that she had OnlyFans, correct? They said that she didn't have OnlyFans, correct?
Yeah, Nicole, what's your credit card number?
That's what I'm saying. Like, but what he was saying allegedly in these text messages is wild.
All right, so I didn't see that part.
Yo, okay? So
My Kanyeism will not let me get that. deep into
I'm
the
going to tell you
problem.
right now.
No.
So the man was saying that he was asking her if she would like him to do something with his man part, and he called it a racial slur. Yeah. He called it like a racial slur. He kept referring to his parts as a racial slur. It's the wildest thing I've ever seen.
Hey, whatever gets.
But
off,
but
I
the
guess.
thing is, the reason why, like, if true, I can believe is because it's kind of on brand with him. So
Right. Yeah.
it's on brand with the wildness.
Yeah.
Yo, what is going on with everybody? Like, yo, this is like, is this the era of just the creep? I thought we grew up in the era of the creep.
Nah. You grew up in the area of the creep, but there was still a stigma of not to talk about it.
Right.
We live in the era of receipts
Right.
and nobody having no chill. So everybody just talks about everything. So a conversation between me and you is not a conversation. It was publicly. It's a public thing. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's
we live in the end of disclosure. There's no disclosure.
I think that's kind of the thing that I'm like getting. I'd fear like when I get bigger, is that people.
Watch your mouth.
Sorry.
That's fucking wild.
That
I'm not
when,
judging you though. but-
yeah, you know what I'm talking about. When people, you become a different type of celebrity, and like you can't even trust the conversations that you're having with just people. because you don't know if you're getting recorded or screenshotted.
Shit,
Or
nasty
taped.
work.
It's dirty work out there.
But Kanye said it himself, which is crazy. I forgot what album it was. I'm on TV talking like it's just you and me.
Right.
It's a bar, but that's
Right.
he be talking like it's just me and you on the phone, like,
And it's
really,
not.
Truly, hell yeah.
If I wanted to, I could definitely send some people to prison with the stuff.
Yo.
Wow.
Yo. But that's real talk.
That's fucked up.
Like, listen, I'm sure, Silence, as a female,
Yeah.
like, there's
But-
plenty of females that have that same story that you do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's fact.
where it's just like, yo, dudes try to shoot their shot all the time and send you a whole bunch of wild shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And think it is just normal. Hey, good morning.
Yo, but see, like, all right, we're on the topic. Are those photos accepted by the woman culture?
I don't think
or
they are.
nah?
I don't think they ever are.
We don't
Never.
want that.
That's crazy. So why do people do it?
I think here's the thing. I think there's the only one way that it's accepted when they ask
Mhm.
for it. Right? It's not the same. Like if a woman does it to a man, whether we ask for it or not, it's always going to be accepted
Appreciate it.
and appreciated.
For sure.
It's not reciprocated on the other side like that
Feel you.
at all.
Like, I hear stories, and like I have homegirls, and they tell me shit, and they're like, oh, I gotta turn my fucking AirDrop off. I'm like, for what? Yo, I was on a train, somebody fucking AirDrop me and picked them up. They meet. I'm like, wait, what?
That's crazy.
On a fucking E train in rush hour?
It's never like happened to me just like in like a public space, but definitely like, oh, I got a new message. Open it, and it's just that.
What?
Yeah.
Somebody you know or you don't know?
Not really know, but do know, but don't know. Just like in
What? Just
conversation.
like
Don't you know?
just like Noman passing.
Is that the
Yeah.
guy that
Hey, saw Bill at the airport. Like,
Is that the water cooler guy
Right.
from work? Is
That's-
that the Nabisco man?
yo, it's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
But the bravery though that takes,
The bravery.
because like you don't know who's. That's kind of wild.
I feel
man.
you, but like, this is really crazy. You might have to take this out.
I take nothing out.
All right.
Pause.
Like, people that shot schools up, are they gangsters?
Oh my god.
Nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain shit that just doesn't make you a gangster. Like,
Yeah.
you feel what I'm saying? Like,
No, I understand.
like what you
like-
think you really doing is really getting you no respect.
Yeah, I understand.
Feel me?
I
Like,
understand
it's
what you're
a super,
Yeah.
super wild ass analogy, but
No, I understand what you're saying. It actually makes sense what
like,
you're saying.
you
I get
think
it.
you're doing something, and really, bro, it's like, yo, you're really actually ruining life.
And
Like,
yeah, because you're literally like repulsing
repulsing the whole
the
process
whole situation,
for what
and,
gratification?
and on top of that, you messing it up for the next dude too.
I got you. Like, you know what I'm saying? The guy that really does bust his gun
Yeah.
for the sake of the neighborhood.
Yeah,
Like, this shit is crazy. That was a wild ass analogy, but I'm sorry.
I liked it though.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
Hey,
Hey, look.
yeah. Fucked up. I can't laugh at that.
That's all. I'm laughing at you. I'm not laughing at that. That's
Yeah,
all I'm
laugh,
saying.
Laugh at me.
Yeah.
These laughs are directed
Um,
towards me.
But yeah, I just I couldn't. I'm so glad I'm not a female. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like
I don't think I can handle it.
I couldn't handle it. I couldn't.
I got
handle it.
I got one of those before,
Yeah.
and I didn't ask for it.
Wait,
It's-
from a man?
I need you to back
That
off.
you had to clear that up. I'm not gonna lie to you. You
It's
really did
crazy.
have to clear that up. Yeah, I was looking at you like.
Hold on, we're gonna wash. We're gonna scrub the tape clean and redo it. I got one of those from a woman before.
Okay.
Like a streetwalker in Miami.
Was she had a dick?
No. This shit happened.
Oh, she just.
No,
flashed
she
you.
was like, she was on me. You know what I'm saying? But I knew she was a streetwalker.
Right.
But she said she liked me, and I was like,
So you gave her your number.
yeah, I did. Cause she
That was
came,
wild in the first place.
but I was in the car. sitting passenger seat and talking to my man. She's like, yo, man, I love you. I was like, all right, cool. She's like, well, take my number. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, here, whatever. And I'm like, I'm sitting there, and I think we're at a meeting or something, doing something, and I'm like, whoop. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this? I'm like, yo, what
Was
you
it
doing
nice?
tonight? It wasn't roast beef. You know what I mean? Like, It was all right. It was still together. It was intact.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I just, I was like, I didn't feel prompted to respond.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like,
you're a little taken aback.
Who the fuck is this number anyway? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Then it looks like a trap.
Spam.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I should have named her contact spam because it did look like spam.
Yeah. Oh wow. It's crazy. But yeah, Kanye. I mean, listen, we gotta wait to see all the details that come out. Obviously,
but hold on, let me clean it up too.
Yes.
In his defense, she's just trying to extort him, from my understanding, with the Ye camp is saying.
Oh, so that's what it is.
It's an extortion tactic. Okay. That's why she did not get paid.
Okay.
That's why she's complaining, because all this happened because she didn't get her $3 million or whatever the money.
Right. Right.
And I think they got to a point where she's trying to really do him bad.
So now we have to see how this plays out, because obviously we see what this is. There was a preemptive strike, and now we got to see what comes about it. But if true, Kanye, wow, he's a wild man. He's a wild man.
In this market,
he's not as wild as Vince.
Nah,
but
I read the Vince shit. The Vince shit was graphic.
Yo, Vince was pooping on girls' heads.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
I can tell you something off camera.
Yeah. My God. Listen, after the break, I'm going to talk to a guy that I had an exchange with on Twitter.
Not Tinder.
About the whole, no, not Tinder. Don't do that. On Twitter, it was about the whole LUKA DONCIC situation, and that went viral, and people are still hitting me about that because they think I'm the worst person in the world. But had a conversation with him, and that interview is after the break.
Yo, it's your man DJ G Money from that Flip the Script podcast. You see it? We in the studio right now. Flip, shut up. Yeah. Oh, listen. Shout out to the All Even podcast. My man Barry Grant Jr. What's up, man? What happened? What you want to say to the people?
Shout out somebody else's podcast?
Yeah, don't make it the joint. What's up?
All Even.
All Even podcast.
Yo, it ain't even up here, boy. Let's put this go. What's up, man? All Even. Yo, oh my God. What's up with you, man? Now that's a shout out. You keeping this?
Yeah, keep all that. You want to jump
All
in the
Even podcast, right?
Yeah, All Even.
Shout out to All Even podcast, right? All Even? That's your man?
My man.
All right, shout out to All Even podcast. You cool?
100%. He cool. Is he cool? Let me see. Is he cool?
Yeah. What is it, G? Oh. Shout out, G. Oh.
Cool, man.
Welcome back, y'all. So, I had a take some months ago when I said that LUKA DONCIC is a great player. Respect him, but I think that he does too much. I think that if he would do less, they would get more out of the team. This was, mid-season. They're doing their thing. They're moving up the standings. And lo and behold, firestorm. I had no idea this was gonna happen. 600,000 views later on IG. We had 200,000 views on Twitter, and man, it was a firestorm. But listen, I respect the dude, so I didn't know this was gonna happen. I just said what I said. So I had people come out and make fun of me. They want to do this and they want to call me names, and this dude, wasn't one of them, but he said his piece. He said, listen, man, I think you're wrong. I respect the Mavs. I love the Mavs. I think LUKA's a great player. So I think you might want to take this back. I said, well, let's speak after the Western Conference Finals. So Mavs end up getting to the Western Conference Finals. They win. They get to the finals. He said, hey, I would love to be on the show. And I say, you know what? I'm a man of my word, man. Let's get it done. So I'd like to introduce to the show right now, Tyler Redington. Welcome to the show, my man. How you doing?
Hey, man. Hey, and listen to that story again, man. It's really crazy how it happens. But I think that's what the beauty of social media can be, connecting with others, with the likes, the common likes. And, it ended up being like a friendship, and you're going to help me with the podcast. So, man, you never know. Sports does some great things, and now we're here to talk about hoops and talk about some of those takes.
Absolutely, man. Like I always say that sports is the great unifier. Like, if you have nothing else in common, people can always debate about sports, and you can debate in a way that's not contentious, is not disrespectful. The thing is with me, with my particular style, people think I'm a little harsh. And sometimes I am. You know what I mean? Sometimes I am. When I said that LUKA is more of a circus act, people took offense to that, right? But when you think about circus act, we love the circus. I don't know anybody that doesn't love the circus. I don't know anybody that doesn't want to take their kids to the circus and have a great time. So that's what I was using in regards to that connotation, that he is a must-see singular figure. However, you need more out of a team. Now, granted, we got a lot out of this team the second half of the season. They made trades. They got Gafford. They got, some other guys on the team that really helped to be able to get them where they are now. So, did you see this coming, Tyler, in regards to how quickly they would gel and how they would play so well in the playoffs and get to the NBA Finals?
Man, so, and you're going to appreciate this background, too, of our fan base and why we are so we've been getting dogged on for LUKA for years, right? He's too fat, and as a Mavs fan, but a basketball fan, I got to keep it real. Some of the stuff can be looked at, right? The complaining, just certain aspects of maturity. But he has taken a look at it. But Mavs fans have been hearing it from national media pundits for years. Stephen A. Smith, Bontemps, over and over again. LUKA's this, LUKA's that. They said he shouldn't have been drafted that early. I mean, you can pull up the receipts. So at this point, we're in the Western Conference Finals, we're going there, and we're still hearing all this crap. We're like, man. And so we just kind of me personally, feel the need to stick up for my guy, because without him, and I'll say this too, without him or Kyrie, we would not be in this position. And so, some more context with that, it's important for us to be able to have open dialogue about that without disrespecting one another. We disagree, right? I mean, just like on a court, if you and I are playing, I'm never going to cross the line. I might tell you that your jumper's broke. I might tell you, your shoe's untied when it's not. But, I'm never going to call you out your name. And that's where I think on Twitter, it's kind of got twisted because people hide behind this internet thing and really just say stuff that would never really be said in life, man. And so it's important to keep that, respect still there of the code. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. 100%, man. So let's kind of get a little background from you, Tyler. Like, first off, you live in Dallas, correct?
Yeah, so I was born here in Dallas, and then when I was 3, my parents divorced, and I moved up to Chicago with my mom, right outside of Chicago in Indiana. And I'm sure you're familiar with the movie Hoosiers. I'm sure you're familiar with some of the college teams. Indiana is live, breathe, sleep basketball.
Absolutely.
And me and my brother, ever since we were little, we just slept with the basketball. We loved the basketball. We played all other sports, but basketball was, it was just what we loved to do. We would have it would be an apple basket, right? And you'd have to cut off the bottom if you couldn't afford a rim. And you would literally shoot socks. And I'm talking about a bunch of wrapped together socks until you could at least get a 28-5 ball, right?
Right.
And then you're shooting. So, you just did anything because that was the love of the game there. And so when I moved down to Dallas in 8th grade, I just carried that with me. And, man, I still hoop to this day. Hopefully one day you and I can meet up and hoop. But, man, it's just a love for the game. And then, back to the Mavericks, Nico Harrison, man. Nico Harrison is crucial in this and is not getting a lot of pub because, he's kind of new. He came with Kid. He's old from Nike. You don't really know who he is. But he orchestrated this whole team. And he put the pieces the way they needed to be put so that we could make a run. I'm going to be real with you. I don't think LUKA was going to take a team like he did in 2022 to the Western Conference Finals again. I
Right.
think he did need help.
Absolutely.
I don't think that LUKA was always playing a brand of basketball that was going to be conducive to a championship. But I always backed him, and I always believed in his decision making. So, you know, you got to keep a real perspective on it. If you love your team, that's fine. Does LUKA got to grow up? Yeah. Is he growing up? Yeah. And that's why we're in the championship. You know, if we're going to win the championship, we're going to need to step that up, mature more. Eat your words with the ref. You know, get back on defense, which is something he's working on. You got to give him credit. But in the finals, man, it's all that intangibles. And you know, man, you're a hooper.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, listen, that's kind of the gist of what I was saying with LUKA, is that you have to look at everything in totality, not just the triple doubles, not just this, but you know, sometimes that type of style of play is not conducive to winning basketball. You know, we see James Harden, we see other guys, we've seen guys that do a lot, and you don't get the reward for doing all of those things. So it's like sometimes you have to do less to be able to get and maximize the most out of your team. So, you know, that's kind of the gist of it. And I respect exactly what you were saying, because you're 100% right in regards to guys having to mature, and everybody doesn't mature at the same time. You know, some guys need time. They need to see other guys do it. They need to be around guys that have been there before.
Yes.
And a guy like Kyrie has been there before. So although Kyrie is the wingman, it's actually beneficial for both of them. Kyrie has finally embraced his wingman role. LUKA has somebody that he can look up to and really lean on when things get tight. He can be able to say, hey, how did you handle this? Tell me about 2016. Let me know about those times where you guys got to the finals and, you know, you were playing this daunting situation. Like, how did that go for you guys? So there's a lot of things that both Kyrie and LUKA can learn from each other. And it's really great to see. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was never a thing with me that I hated LUKA. I said it in the post. It was like, I respect the guy. He's great. You know what I mean? But guys, people don't hear that. All they hear is what I say, and it's automatically hate. Instead of listening what I'm saying and say, you know what? I think he's right, but I think that he's gonna turn a corner this season. And that's kind of like what you've been saying the entire time. So I
guarantee you, we just heard the piece that said LUKA Circus.
Yeah.
That's all Mavs fans heard. But, you know, I was watching your stuff beforehand. I already knew you were, you know, respectful, fair. You know, you just like talking basketball. A lot of us just like talking basketball, but there's no narrative behind it.
Right.
You know, if my team's not the best, it's not the best. We're still going to talk about it and have a great time, right?
Right.
But, you know, yeah.
Absolutely.
But I'm glad you're able to see it, you know, talking about maturity, you know, in a mature way, so, you know, you could push the game forward. Because, like, a lot of these guys, the pros, are coming out with podcasts, and it's valuable to the game, man. Talking about different experiences, different offenses, you know, that type of stuff is pushing the game forward.
Absolutely. So what do you do for a living, Tyler?
Yeah, man, I'm a sales executive. I've been in sales my whole life. You know, if mama gave me one thing, it was the gift of gab. So I ditched college and decided I was going to go for sales. The first job I had was at LA Fitness as a general manager, a sales manager. Now I work from home doing a bunch of stuff, really entrepreneur stuff. Just recently got a promotion to where I'm able to spend some more time on my passion, which is, you know, just doing certain things to express myself, basketball. You know, it's kind of what the world's turning towards, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. For a lot of people, it's therapy. For a lot of people, it's an outlet. So I'm glad to be able to spend some more time doing that and learn from you.
Absolutely, man. Congratulations on that promotion. So that's a big thing. So I guess let's go ahead and talk about Game 1, what we saw yesterday, right? Game 1 of the NBA Finals. It did not go as planned for the Dallas Mavericks, but guess what? It's the first away game. All you need to do is steal one, right? So I don't think that anybody really expected Dallas to win Game 1. Did they expect it to go the way it went? Probably not. But they did claw back into the game in the third quarter, but ended up not being able to come all the way back, and Boston just had it going. So the fact that Porzingis, he stayed, he was away from the team for such a long time and had fresh legs and couldn't miss. Like, what are your thoughts about the game, and what did you see from a schematic standpoint that they can be able to improve and headed into game 2?
Man, it was crazy watching Porzingis go off like that, and it was gut wrenching for a lot of Mavs fans because we really we know him as soft, we know him as injury prone. He's really changed in a sense too, but we thought he was not going to be effective this series. We actually game planned to attack him on defense.
Right.
And then, he's making threes, he's making pull-up threes, he's getting guys on the elbow, bowling them in the face and making that jump. I mean, that punch we were not expecting.
Right.
Now, we would be stupid not to respect the Boston Celtics because from the time of preseason till now, they've been odds-on favorite to win the championship.
Right.
That has never changed in the season.
Right.
Everybody, Vegas has always had them as the odds-on favorite because they got the best team, they got the best experience, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But, one thing I was touching on is we don't want to come here and be happy with a participation trophy. We made the Western Conference Finals. If your mentality says that that's enough, that's not Mamba mentality, and that's not Kyrie mentality because Kyrie's actually, follows, his mentor was Kobe. So I think Kyrie is really going to buckle down. You're going to see Kyrie go off in game 2. You're going to see him lead this team because, back to what you were saying earlier, because I did listen to your segment on Kyrie, and you were dead on about that. He was talking about, Kyrie, gelling as a leader, and we were talking about LUKA maturing. These guys are maturing at the same time, and their complementary leadership is why I had them better than Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. No disrespect, those are two really good hoopers that are unbelievable. That we can't even really guard off the dribble, to be honest. But I thought when crunch time came down and when the game was on the line and Larry O'Brien was on the line, that Kyrie and LUKA's blood and their decision making would be better than maybe a more selfish prone Jason Tatum or maybe a more passive Jaylen Brown. But we got our hands full, man. And game 2 must win. Absolutely must win. In the first quarter, we're gonna have to throw a punch. Kyrie's gonna have to get active. LUKA's gonna have to be active from the start to the finish. 48 minutes of good basketball because the Celtics, your margin for errors like that. I mean, you see Hauser just caught it right there at the 3, didn't even bring it down, just pop. He was popping everything. They didn't miss. We shot 26% from 3, and we actually shot 26% from 3 game 1 of last series against Minnesota. So those shooting woes, I mean, if they continue, we're not going to be champions. But there's reason to think that we could still steal one in Boston.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen, you can't expect another 6 for 19 or whatever it was that Kyrie shot, right?
Yeah.
Like you can expect him to play a lot better in game 2. But I mean, listen, Boston they got dogs. They have defensive dogs, and that's where the difference is. Now, we've seen Dallas deal with Minnesota. Minnesota had great defensive players as well, but this Boston team is just a little different, man. Like, you saw the height of their powers that nobody really went off yesterday other than Porzingis to start the game, but everybody scored and contributed, and that's the dangerous part, is that you can have 7-8 guys get into double figures, and that's gonna spell a long night for any offense, any team.
Oh, and I have a question about that for you. I wanted to ask you. So, like, the Celtics, like, do you think their guards are good at guarding Kyrie because of their speed, IQ, or their cohesiveness? Because Kyrie, to me, is still quicker than them. Still highly equipped shooter. So Drew Holiday, they did a great job on him. They really did, except for Horford that one play, but that was just beautiful. But
Right.
For somebody that knows basketball, knows defense, is that just a cohesive unit, or is that speed and IQ sticking with Kyrie?
I think they do a great job. Boston does a great job team defending. I think they understand where to push guys and where to get them, where to make them uncomfortable, right? So you're never gonna be able to stop a Kyrie Irving from getting by you,
Right.
but it's about when he does get by you, where's that next line of defense coming from, right? Like what wave is coming at him to be able to give him a different look that he doesn't have such a clear cut look at the rim so he can be able to finish, because he's one of the best finishers in the league, probably in league history, right? So you need to have you need to have like a tier blockage type of defense where you have the first wave, you have the second wave, and then you have the weak side if that can come up as well. So there's a lot of different ways that they can go about it, and I think they did a great job kind of team defending Kyrie in game one. Now, is that going to be something that they can continue to do? Jason Kidd is going to have to make the adjustment. Guys are going to have to hit open shots. And I think Kyrie's going to have to start looking for guys a lot quicker instead of trying to get his shot off and break the defense down. So, it may be one of those games where he's going to have to probably let the game come to him a bit instead of trying to force it a little bit more. So, we'll see. We'll see what the adjustments are, but I'm curious to see it.
Yeah, because, I underestimate people like Derek White still,
He's really good.
To me, he's really good. And it's hard for me to admit some of these guys are good because I might not like their style of play, but even the Pritchard guy, small guy, comes in, gets offensive rebounds. Like from 1 to 10 or 1 to 8, they're a better squad than us. So we're going to have to do some things that out of the bag. We're going to have to do some unusual things that we've been doing all season and it's going to have to be better than what we've been doing.
Absolutely.
In the Western Conference Finals, because this is a new monster. Boston is for real, man. We could beat them, yes, but we're not going to be favored to beat them.
Yeah, 100%. I think the difference between the Timberwolves and Boston, obviously, is that the Timberwolves are a great defensive team, but when you look at them offensively, they were very limited. Boston is not.
Right.
Boston is good defensively. They're long. They can get into you. They can rebound well, but they have guys that can hit shots. They have guys that can hit timely baskets, and that's the difference. Is that Minnesota looked like a gas team. They looked like a team that was just confused. They didn't know what to do. They're like, okay, well, we try to play our best defense, but if guys can't hit shots, there's nothing we could do. Boston is used to guys locking in and guys being able to hit those open shots. So, it's really going to be a challenge. And as a Laker fan, I am praying that y'all can get it done. I can't see Boston raise another banner. Like, y'all, listen, I am rooting for y'all more than you know. So please get it done.
Hey, I'll leave it. I'll tell you this, and I'm sure you've seen it, bro, but last night, after the game, they had this Kyrie blow-up doll, right? They brought it to the game. There's video of them beating and stomping that doll. I told everybody that knows me within the organization, make sure Kyrie sees this video. And if he sees that video, we're not losing game 2.
Right.
We're not going to lose the series.
Right.
Because that was the most disrespectful kind of shit. And that's why Boston is really not a city that even other opponents think is good to go to, because they really are on some really disrespectful stuff, man.
Oh, it's a classless group. They are.
Yeah. And I get it. It's sports, cutthroat, but come on, man. Kyrie, dude, I've watched his development, man. Can't say nothing bad about him at this point in time, man.
Oh no, he's definitely evolved and matured. But Boston is gonna be Boston, Tyler. Like, it's one thing about Boston is that they don't care. They're gonna be disrespectful. You're gonna have fans that take it way too far, and that's just the culture.
Right.
That's just the brand of fans
Kyrie,
that they have, and it's not everybody. It's not everybody.
Another test ahead of himself, to show that leadership. To be able to go where is the most hostile environment and still effectively communicate and lead your team. Because in the past, he would just have to worry about himself because he had, KD and Harden, some other leaders. Now he really is the vocal and, example leader of his team.
Absolutely. 100%, man. 100%. I think, like I said, I think he's finally in a place in his life where he's at peace. And it's not something that he's not searching for something anymore. I think he's found it, and I think he's in a very quiet time in his professional career as well as his personal career. So, I think, win or lose, I think Kyrie is in a good space.
Yeah, and we're going to be in a good position going forward. The Mavs have a lot to be excited about, but I don't want us to start getting complacent with second place and just getting in the finals. We really got to win some for us to be talked about as one of the greats, or if Luka wants to be one of the greats, there's got to be some titles behind it, whether it's this year or soon. But you're here, right? You need to go take it. You need to go get forward somehow.
Oh yeah, 100%, man. I mean, listen, if you're gonna be considered a great player, they expect you to win titles. So you gotta get, just like I think Dirk said it or Jason Kidd said it. If Luka wins one title, he's the greatest Maverick of all time, right? So it's out there already. The opportunity for him to be legendary in Dallas is right there for him. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this series plays out, man. So I know you had some other questions for me, Tyler. So go ahead and shoot, my man.
Yeah. So you are a Lakers fan, right?
I am.
So, and we'll talk briefly about this because we could talk all day. Who do you want as the coach, and who do you want on the roster?
I've been pulling for JJ Redick to be the head coach, and there's a reason why. If I like Dan Hurley, I think Dan Hurley's a very good coach. I think he's obviously the best college basketball coach right now. But we gotta think about the very, very finite list of successful college coaches to the NBA out there. They're not many. Larry Brown is the only head coach to go from college and win an NBA championship. You got Billy Donovan, who is a very good NBA coach, but he's a moderate coach. He hasn't done anything impressive outside of winning the Coach of the Year, right? You have you have Brad Stevens, who had like a four-year run in Boston, and they were okay. Got to an Eastern Conference final, but then things started to change with him, and he had to go into the front office. So his coaching career kind of got cut because he got burnt out. So there's not a lot of examples of success here, and this is not something that's easy, especially for a guy like Dan Hurley to go from UConn, and he's an East Coast guy, to go to Los Angeles, the biggest brand in the world in regards to basketball. You're going from not a lot of pressure to the most pressure that you'll ever face in your entire life. So this is not something that's easy. So if you're going to have both guys, I think JJ Redick, although he hasn't coached before, he's been locked into basketball in regards to being here. He announces games. He breaks games down. He knows the game. He's well-rounded. He's very intelligent. He knows how to speak to the media. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of pluses that come with JJ Redick. Right. So, Laker fans and people they're so caught up in the Dan Hurley thing, and I understand it. If you want to go get the best guy available at college, shoot your shot. But don't think that JJ Redick won't do a really good job as well, especially because he knows the game so well. And all you need is a strong staff around you to be able to succeed if you're a really good, if you really have a real basketball mind. He can learn the X and O's. He can have somebody show him those ropes, but you can't teach basketball IQ. And those are the things that guys need at the next level to be successful head coaches. That's why Jason Kidd is so good, because he's always been a head coach. You know what I mean? He's always been a head coach on the floor.
it was a similar approach. Jason Kidd, he was in Milwaukee, but he came in as a brand new coach. We had to fill him with Dudley, Sweeney, LUKA's coaches. We had to fill him with the staff for him to be able to feel that support, because him alone is not going to be able to run this whole ship.
Absolutely.
I mean, one man can't do that. But yeah, that's cool, man. I'll be excited about the Lakers. I'll tell you, I'm a huge Kobe fan, and before LUKA, obviously, I love LeBron, man. I was close to MJ growing up, but I just had this affinity towards LeBron. I love the way he played basketball. I love the way he carried himself out, off the court with his family, with the media. So, man, in LA and in Dallas, we got a lot to be happy about, man.
Of course, and to answer your other question in regards to who do I want in LA, I mean, it's a difficult question, right? Like, obviously I want LeBron back.
Right.
So we'll see how that goes. I think all roads point that he will re-sign, but you never know, right? You never know what can happen. You have Philadelphia out there it's pretty enticing in regards to being in a very weak Eastern Conference. So, we'll see if that interests him to the point where he decides to leave. But I think he does go back to LA. But there's a tough decision for LA in regards to deciding for roster building, making sure you have depth and going after a third star. I think the smarter idea would be to build the roster out, right? Make sure that you have depth, because in the Western Conference, you need guys, you need bodies, you need guys that can be able to hit shots, defend. You need guys that can be able to step in and play their role effectively. And I think if you think about the last 2 seasons for the Lakers, I don't think the Lakers were bad. I think that they were poorly coached, and that's why we saw the execution that we saw. I think if you switch coaches between Mike Malone and a Darvin Ham, I think the Lakers win that series because the margin of error was so little. And if you got a coach that doesn't know what the hell he's doing, that's the difference in the game. So, I think they're close. I think they're very close.
If Rob Pelinka was the one that made that decision to hire Darvin Ham, he got to go.
Well, it was him.
The worst hire I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, Tyler, we got to think about it, man. This guy, Rob Pelinka, and I've said it numerous times, is that I think this is going to be the last coach that he gets to hire, because he was a part of the Luke Walton hiring. He was a part of he didn't want Ty Lue, and then Ty Lue decided to go elsewhere, and then he was forced to sign or hire Frank Vogel. He didn't like Frank Vogel, so Frank Vogel got fired, and then he got Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham turned out to be a disaster. Now he's moonlighting a college coach that you're running a risk of this not working, right? So there's a lot riding on this working and this having to hit for Rob Pelinka. It really does. Like he gets no more chances after this.
Yeah, you're right, man. And now I'm hearing LeBron's not in those decisions. And
right.
I'm like, the only reason that's the case is because LeBron don't want to deal with Pelinka.
And he doesn't want to get blamed by the media.
Yeah, and LeBron still might be calling the shots behind the scenes. I hope he is. But Pelinka, there's some other things too. When he ran off Magic Johnson, Magic Johnson was very vocal about what he felt. He felt like he was in the clubhouse doing all the work. Pelinka was on an airplane going here, everywhere.
Right.
Just traveling around.
Yeah. Absolutely. What else you got for me?
I mean, Lakers have LeBron. If they have LeBron and AD, they got hope. And that's how I feel about LUKA and Kyrie. You got to have a tandem.
Absolutely, man. I think both teams. I think your future is much brighter than ours, obviously. But I think both teams are going to be pretty good next year, and we'll see how it kind of factors out, or how it plays out during the summer. If guys add any more pieces, if you guys add any pieces, see what we do. There's a lot still to happen, before the season starts.
Yeah, and I know I've asked you a lot of questions. One more.
Yeah, of course.
You want D'Angelo Russell on your team?
No.
So, man, he would catch flames, and it would be like, man, he's a really good piece. And then other games, he would look so detached from everything going on, and so not bought in.
Yeah.
That it's almost like you gotta let him go.
Yeah, I think at this point, Tyler, I think a guy like D'Angelo Russell, he's a regular season player. Like, you have guys like that. Guys are regular season guys. They can be able to look like superstars during the regular season, but there's a mental block when it comes to the playoffs. The playoffs, a lot of pressure. Some guys get more relaxed in the playoffs. Some guys tense up and they can't perform. Guys like James Harden do that, right? Like he tends to choke in the playoffs because it's a bigger stage. You know, so it's not for everybody. Just because you're a great player or you can score in the regular season doesn't mean that translates to the playoffs. That's a different type of basketball. So I think if they want to keep him, the opportunity's there. I think he's gonna opt out of the deal to try to get a bigger contract somewhere else. But if they can be able to convince him to opt in, where he can he can get traded in a package, or if they have him opt out and sign a 2-year extension or 2-year deal, and then they can be able to trade him down the line. I think both options are on the table for them. But he was good. He was fine with us, but you have to upgrade at the point guard position in the NBA to have a shot. And I don't think that he's a championship level point guard. I think he's a good player, but he's not a championship level point guard, and there's a big difference.
Right. You got to do more than catch flames from deep. You got to do more than that.
You got to try to stop somebody at some point. He can't stop a nosebleed. So, you know how that goes.
Yeah, man. It's exciting because this offseason is going to be legit. I mean, there's going to be a lot of moves. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on. I want to see what happens in Golden State with Draymond Green and Klay Thompson, because I'd really like one of them down here.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I think Klay Thompson has a good chance, man. You know, depending on what he takes in free agency, what he's looking for, I think Dallas might be a very good fit for him. So, like I said, I think, as good as the NBA Finals is, as good as the playoffs have been, I think the offseason is going to be even more interesting. You know what I mean? So we're going to see exactly what happens. But, Tyler, give me your social media platforms, man, where people can find you.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be nuts. The draft isn't as deep, but man, just the free agent and trades alone and buyouts, it's gonna be unreal.
Yeah, definitely. So give your social media stuff, man, where people can find you on X or whatever platforms you have.
Yeah, man. I like Twitter a lot. It's just a good platform to keep it the realest. And you can find me at Moneyline Mavs. Like, Moneyline is because I like to bet the money line on the games. And Mavs, you'll find me. It's Tyler Redington. And I just followed you on Instagram, too. I'm going to be working with you. He's going to be mentoring me, helping me get my own podcast off the ground.
Listen, man, anything I could do to help, man, I definitely will, help you out with that and support you anything you need, man. I appreciate you, stopping by, coming on the show, talking some Dallas Mavericks, man. You know your hoops, and we'll definitely do this again.
Yeah, man. Let's connect again, and do whatever you got to do to get us a Game 2 win, man, because we need it, brother.
Listen, I got my fingers crossed for y'all, man. Trust me. That's my man Tyler Redington, man. Shouts to you. And we'll definitely talk again.
Yes, sir. I'm grateful for you, brother. Thank you.
All right, my guy.
Yo, this is Cigar Gents and Gals. I want to give a shout out to my boy Barry for leaving podcast. Keep doing your thing, bro. Killing it.
Welcome back, y'all. So that was my interview. My man Tyler, shouts to him, Tyler Redington. Big time Dallas Mavericks fan.
Really nice guy.
Yeah, respectful. It's sometimes, man, you meet people and you can have a difference of opinion, but there's respect there. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I like. There was, even when things got crazy in the timeline, and he had people calling me monkey, and there was a whole bunch of racial slurs. He came to my defense. Like, it was crazy. Like, it was bad.
That's real.
Yeah, I didn't tell you a story. Like Twitter is a dangerous place.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, TikTok and Instagram, they got their different types of people, right? I've been told to jump off bridges and cliffs on TikTok and Instagram.
I mean, I've told you that before.
Yes, I've been told that several times.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think Twitter it's a dark place. Like, it got really bad to the point where Tyler, really came in there and was like, yo, y'all need to relax. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is at the end of the day, we talking about sports. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't talking about nothing personal. And the fact that you coming at this man like that and not knowing him, I'm not gonna let that stand. So I respect that. So shouts to him. We're definitely gonna be working together in the future on some stuff. So shouts to Tyler. Moving on. What is going on in LA right now? What? Supposed to be JJ Redick. JJ Redick has been rumored to be the head coach for weeks. I've been here and say, hey, don't worry about all the smoke screens. Don't worry about all the nonsense that you're hearing out there. JJ Redick will be the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers because it's just right. It just makes sense. Well, not according to Woj and his Woj bomb. Bob, what's his name? Dan Hurley? Not Bob. Bob's his father.
Bob's uncle.
Dan Hurley, the most acclaimed college head coach right now of the UConn Huskies, back-to-back national champions, is rumored to be the front runner for the Lakers head coaching job. And this came out of nowhere. This was dropped at like 4 a.m. by Woj after not hearing anything by Woj after Shams has been on this and everybody else has been on this for weeks. So everybody's shocked about it. Everybody's trolling JJ on social media. And I'm just sitting back like, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I believe that the Lakers want to shoot their shot. But here's the thing, is that when Woj said, oh, well, this has been the Lakers' number one target the whole time. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. And there's reasons why. Here's the first one. Woj is very, very close with President of Basketball Operations, Rob Pelinka. Okay. Very close. Woj is also close with Dan Hurley and the Hurley family. So, who's to say that they have been thinking about this and trying to keep it on the wraps? That could be true. What I find to not be true is the fact that they've been targeting this guy since day one. I believe what's going on is that JJ Redick has been dominating the rumor mill for the head coaching job for weeks. There was rumors that he's already assembled his staff, which means that that's pretty accurate. We know that. Here's what I believe to be true. And I'm going to put this together and you're going to be like, oh, that's crazy.
I got my FBI board already.
Yeah.
The lines
just all the lines. Know. JJ Redick, they've been negotiating. JJ Redick slides Rob Pelinka his offer. And he says, market value, I'm trying to get that. Rob Pelinka, who's been a historic negotiator in regards to, or bad negotiator when it comes to head coaches, tries to lowball him, just like how he did Ty Lue, just like he did a whole bunch of other people, and Ty Lue decided to go to the Clippers. The rest is history, right? He doesn't want to pay JJ that money because obviously JJ has ties with LeBron. JJ has no experience as a head coach, so where are you pulling this particular figure from? Negotiations kind of stall. And now there's this, oh, well, let's see if Dan Hurley is available. Let's shoot our shot. So when the report dropped, it was the Lakers have made preliminary contact with Dan Hurley. You know what that means? You got to read between the lines sometimes. Preliminary contact. Rob Pelinka called his agent. Hey, you think Dan Hurley want to talk to us about the head coaching job? Yeah, let me see if Dan wants to speak to you guys. Yeah, he said okay. That's all it is. That's all it was. So we made this big fucking hype about Oh, Dan Hurley's he's gonna coach the Lakers? No. But it gets better. It gets actually better than that. So, Dan Hurley won back-to-back national championships. He signed an extension in 2023, 6 years, I think $30-something million, right? Pretty decent, making probably like 5.3, 5.5 a year, something like that, right? What has changed in college sports over the last year? Money. Thank you. Athletes are going to start getting paid. They're now pro athletes that are not called pro athletes. They're still student athletes, but they're getting paid millions of dollars to walk on campus now, which means that the money that these institutions are having and getting from these other places have increased, which means what? A guy like Dan Hurley, his asking price has now raised, right? So who does this benefit in the long run? Go ahead.
The Knicks.
Yeah, no, not the Knicks. But who does this benefit in the long run, you ask? Oh, well, I'll tell you. This benefits Rob Pelinka, because what does he tell a Lakers fan base that does not necessarily not the majority, but there's a portion of the fan base that doesn't want JJ Redick, right? Hey, we're doing all we can to be able to get the best coach in college basketball. We're trying our best. So he looks like the hero. He's not under the fire anymore that he should be, because he's hired 3 coaches already in the last 6 years. And this might be the last one that he gets to hire. So he looks good. But who else comes out looking like roses? Yes, go ahead.
The Knicks.
No, not the Knicks. But you hold that. Dan Hurley. Dan Hurley comes out looking like the winner. Why? Because he can go talk to the Lakers and his asking price at UConn goes up. So the $5.5 million that he was making, that may end up turning into 10. So just think about that. Oh, well, listen, I'm going to go ahead and negotiate with the Lakers. But here's what happened. As I'm talking about it, what happened? UConn upped their offer to Dan Hurley. Isn't that interesting? It's so funny how this thing played out, and it just right there in front of my face. Oh, UConn has upped their offer because Dan Hurley met with the Lakers today about the position. So he's 50-50 on where he's going to turn. And we'll probably get an answer by Sunday, one way or the other. My guess is that Dan Hurley's going back to UConn. You know why? Because he never wanted to leave in the first place. It's all smoke and mirrors. And this is why, as much as people want to give Woj respect, Woj is a very good, probably one of the best, if not the best. But there's always certain needles to his way of doing things. There's tactics, and it's dirty tactics. He wants to make Shams look bad, and this is the way to do it. Because who's the one that broke the news that Vogel got fired at the press conference? That was Woj. Woj gets the information from the GMs. So anything that wants to get leaked gets leaked. Rob Pelinka, of course, wanted this to get leaked. The Hurley family probably wanted this to get leaked as well. It helps everybody involved. At the end of the day, JJ Redick will probably be the head coach. And listen, if it doesn't happen, then we can go back to this and say that Dan Hurley really wanted the job. But the fact that on brand, right on cue, UConn comes, hey, you know that $5.3 million we gave you? We'd like to rip it up right now. Give you more money. We appreciate you, Dan. We don't want you to leave. So, what do you think about my theory?
I think it was well crafted. I mean, I was glued to my seat the whole time. Edge of seat was like so nerve wracking.
Yeah.
But I kept saying the Knicks because maybe that's the straw that breaks the camel's back, and LeBron's like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm out. I'm going to the Knicks.
I mean, listen,
That was good.
he's gonna opt out. I
and then we draft his
believe
son and go New York, go New York.
I
go.
believe that he's gonna sign back with the Lakers. However, there's a very, very small chance he says, may want to go to Philly, may want to go to the Knicks.
I want a choppy.
You
That's what
guys
he
don't
said.
have the space for him. Philly does.
But
He can just walk into that team.
He wants a choppy. That's it. He wants a choppy to Akiway, and that's the only way to get it is in New York.
Yeah, but he always gets that when he comes to New York. He ain't gotta. He
can go get it every
he
day,
gotta
every
play
morning.
here.
You know what I'm saying? Like you come get it every morning. Go to the corner store. It's lit.
I'm just saying I don't buy it. JJ Redick's gonna be the coach. He is. And if he's not, then I'll support Dan Hurley. Too. I'll support him. I will. I think Dan Hurley's a good coach.
Yeah.
He is. But if you're gonna give me both of these coaches, I'd rather JJ, and here's why. JJ has no experience, but he's tapped in. He's kind of like, remember John Gruden when he was doing the quarterback camps?
Yeah.
He wasn't a head coach, but he was still tapped into the NFL.
Good.
JJ Redick's kind of the same thing, right? So that's how it's the IQ, the intelligence is there. Also, maybe a lot of people don't know this. Maybe they do. I'll be the one to say it. There's not many coaches that jump from college to the NBA and have success.
For sure.
You know how many there have been?
13.
3. Larry Brown is at the top. Larry Brown won a national championship and an NBA championship. The only coach to jump from college to the NBA to win an NBA championship. Brad Stevens had some success. 4 years with the Boston Celtics. They were okay. Ended up burning out and then going into the front office. They're not in the NBA Finals. 3 games away from winning a championship. Shouts to them, right? So that kind of worked for him to become a coach and an executive, right? And now you have, and the other guy is Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan is the coach of the Bulls right now, but he's had moderate success in the NBA. He's won a Coach of the Year. That's the list. There's a skeleton closet of college coaches that have come to the NBA and failed miserably. So a guy like Rob Pelinka, who has failed miserably picking head coaches, you're going to go pick the college coach to put the final nail in not only his coffin as a professional in the NBA, but yours as an executive. Go ahead. JJ Redick's the guy. He is. But if Dan Hurley is going to be the choice, I support it. I'm a Lakers fan. I think he's good. I think he's intelligent. I think he's a guy that can be able to have a chance to be good. But you're stepping into minor leagues, into the biggest hot seat in sports. That ain't a game. This ain't play. Being a Laker and being a part of the Lakers organization is toxic from day one. And you got to get used to it. So that's all I'm saying. If the money is good, go ahead and move your family out there to Rodeo Drive. Shouts to them. But it ain't going to be nice if they don't win. That's all I'm saying. Moving on. Silent Assassin, I know you like that. That was pretty good, wasn't it? No. I think I'm pretty good at what I do. You know? Damn. Expansion. NBA is at 30 teams. They've been here for quite some time now, right? Would you, Claw, be open to an NBA expansion? We're talking about United States.
I don't
we're talking
get open,
about
bro.
Canada.
I don't get open.
Okay. Would you be excited to see NBA expansion?
I'd appreciate NBA expansion.
Okay. So you would appreciate what, 2 more teams? So you'd go to 32 like the NFL?
Depends on where though.
Right. So where would you like 2 teams?
I'll take 2 more in the States and then 2 more abroad.
So you want 34 teams?
Yeah.
I don't like
17 and 17.
Okay, balance. So the rumor is that David Stern says not something that's going to happen in the immediate future. but he actually thinks that the NBA does have an opportunity at some point in the future to expand and have an expansion team internationally.
Where though?
Paris. It could be Mexico.
Mexico.
You know, Mexico City's a big market.
Yeah, and it's not far.
It's
like you can fly.
I can see Mexico City. I don't have a problem. But the Paris thing, I don't think is a good idea.
The Paris thing.
Look, here's the thing, right?
There's too many games for that.
Too many games for that. And here's the other thing too. Me and Silent Assassin will talk about it off pod. London don't give a shit about the hell we do over here. They like they football and they cricket. They don't care about none of this over here.
Good boy, yeah. Good head, yeah.
Yeah, right. They play their stuff. We come over there with our little series and stuff and football and basketball. They don't care.
And McRoyale with cheese.
Right.
Yeah.
They changing our stuff over there. McDonald's is Big Mac, not a Royale with cheese. What are you talking about? We don't want that crap.
No.
Right? So they don't give a shit. So it's like, why do we keep trying to push this market that don't want us? Go somewhere that they want you. Mexico City. Go back to Seattle. That'd be nice.
That's what I'm saying. 2 teams in the town should be lit.
Right. Vancouver. Go back to Vancouver.
Vancouver is beautiful. I love that team.
Yeah. Like, why would you leave Vancouver? Go back there. You know what I mean? Like I think Canada should have 2. How many teams they have there? They got 1. They should have 2 teams all the time.
Canada should have 2 teams.
Yeah.
And so Seattle should work, but then I would increase the West. by
Okay.
2 teams.
Yeah, but Seattle's always in the West.
That's what I'm saying. But so is Vancouver. Psychologically, like it's
Right.
still there. So it's like that's giving them 2 Western teams.
Right? So if you're gonna do an Eastern team, I'd have Virginia Beach. I'd give them a team.
Virginia should get a team for sure.
Virginia Beach should get a team, and then I would give it to. I think New York deserves another team. Give them Buffalo. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, upstate is a big basketball market.
I feel you. I would go before I go New York again. I would do somewhere like Kansas City.
Okay.
Or like that Ozarks.
Okay, so
area.
Kansas City, Missouri.
And then
Okay.
keep it west. I'm sorry.
Okay, I like that because they don't have a team right
They
now.
got the Milwaukee Bucks.
Right.
Realistically, and that's up in like Wisconsin area.
Right.
Like
They need something that's more.
something in that central. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. I
right
like
in
that.
area, and I think at that point we're covered.
Yeah, that makes sense. The
Or
only.
the Carolinas. No, they're at Charlotte.
Yeah, we got Charlotte.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get another one though.
Yeah, come on, chill out.
Yeah.
Or Alabama or some shit like that.
No.
Ain't giving nothing but piss but the pride.
Right.
What's that shit called?
Nobody going there.
The Tide. That's what they call it.
Tide. Remember Titans?
Yeah.
Road Tide.
Road Tide.
Yeah, Road Tide. The only way I can see NBA expansion working internationally, globally, if you want to go to places like Paris, like remember what the NFL had years ago? NFL Europe?
Fire.
I think that they should expand and do an NBA Europe. If you do an NBA Europe and do a series like that, see what the success is, right? See how that plays out. If the attendance is good, if the games are good, if the ratings are good, now you can say that this is a viable market for basketball professionally, right? That's the way to test it rather than just, yeah, we're going to go to Paris. Because once you make the decision to go, you can't leave until a few years, right? So that's the way to do it. They should do an NBA Europe and figure that out before they decide to go
than an
anywhere else.
in-season tournament. Do a NBA Europe tournament.
Or do an NBA Europe in the summer.
Tournament,
Yeah. After the season.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
Yeah.
And that can kind of go into summer league.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
Moving on. I was beside myself when I saw this report. It actually made me laugh to the point where I really couldn't control it. And a lot of times what happened with Bro? So what happened with Bro? A lot of times when I see things, I tend to not think it's real. So I had to look again. And when I heard it was real, I really had a laugh. So James Harden wants to be known Like when he leaves the game, he wants to be known that he was a winner. So here's the quote. That I was a winner. Put the money aside. I really enjoy and love the game of basketball. Let me ask you a question. When the fuck has James Harden ever put the money aside and cared about basketball or winning? What are we in the upside down here? This dude winning and James Harden are not in the same sentence at all.
That's crazy.
It's a joke.
That's pretty wild.
The man has left more teams than people have been on. He's sabotaged more rosters than people have been on. He got fat and got out of Houston. He literally stopped working out and continued to eat just to get out of Houston. He babied his way to Brooklyn. Things didn't work there and he stopped playing in Brooklyn. If you mention James Harden's name in Brooklyn with Brooklyn Nets fans, they will curse to the heavens. They would. They hate James Harden.
It's a fact.
Philadelphia. He went there. Choked them, shit the bed, right? Left there. Now he's with the Clippers. James Harden has had more games shooting under 20% in the playoffs than anybody in modern history. We're talking about that guy being a winner? Where? It's a joke.
Winner, chicken dinner.
And people are gonna tell me that I'm a hater. How am I a hater? He's not clutch. He don't win. You know what people are gonna associate James Harden with? Him going to strip clubs and him hanging out with Meek Mills. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Exactly.
Might be on the list.
I'm whatever. Not my business, right? He's not a champion. He's not a winner. His style of play doesn't equate to championships or wins. Who would ever think that you're a winner? Who? Maybe Gen Z? Because they don't know nothing? No offense. I'm saying.
Gen Alpha.
Yeah. The Gen Z thing, they think that Paul George is the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Never heard of him.
Paul George.
Never heard of him.
What? James Harden. I would say if he even said, "Listen, I just want to be known as a guy that had a lot of fun, you know, stood on his square, didn't allow anybody to kind of like, you know, pigeonhole me into a corner that I wasn't comfortable with, and I decided to have my own narrative." Respect that.
Right.
That's true. You didn't like your situation and you chose to leave. NBA survivor is what I call them, right? Kept wife. Ain't no winner. And somebody go hate us and say I'm a hater. Okay. After the break, my irrelevant news of the week. Welcome back, y'all. Now it's time for my irrelevant news.
You gotta be kidding me. I mean, how do you watch the? I mean, yeah, they stink.
Every week, get some good stories. I have a few here, but there's one that's bothering me. I'd like some clarification from the both of you. Avengers 5 will feature more than 60 characters. Now, when I seen this headline, everybody's texting me and sending me yo, she gonna be fire, son. Yo. I'm like, okay. 60 characters, though. How's that gonna work? How are you gonna feature 60 characters? Cameos is not a feature. You just coming in and coming out. How are you featuring 60? This is not a video game where there's 60 characters in 2K, in WWE 2K or something like this. How you featuring? I kept asking people. I said, I don't understand. Can somebody clarify this for me? Nobody had an answer. So please, Flo.
I mean, hey, I think if I could think anything that I'm not giving these guys credit, but they're probably gonna do like, I think that's where you'll get your X-Men reveal. I feel like you'll get like the next 10 Marvel movies revealed on who they align for these positions.
That's all fine and dandy, but it's still not answering my question.
What, 60 people?
Yes.
Yeah.
60.
They can do fucking anything they want, bro. Once I'm sorry. Robert Downey Jr.'s coming back.
I get it, but if the movie is not 40 or 4 hours long, how are you featuring 60 of them?
The way they did it in what's the name? And
be like flashbacks too, like quick flashbacks.
Quick joints like that. Also to like Endgame and shit like the Infinity War. There are mad people in that shit.
It wasn't 60.
But with that one scene on your left, Sam, it was a lot of fucking people, bro. Just one scene like that, you can get everybody in that shit one time.
Yeah, but those are cameos.
And then do it twice. And what is it, a feature? Like, come on. It's the same shit. Do it in the beginning, do it in the end. It's the same
I don't get it. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to watch it, but I don't get it.
I don't know. I heard, but they're making only like 2 movies a year now or some shit like that. They're not even going.
Yeah, because a lot of them shits is flops.
Yeah, the TV show's been like.
Because you know what it is? There's a lot of Marvel characters that just don't deserve a show, right? They want to unlock the category or the catalog and kind of give you everything, but there's certain joints that don't hit. Even when they were comic books, they didn't hit. Why would you think that they would hit as a TV reference or whatever it is? Like,
what was your favorite show so far?
Go. I like Loki. I think Loki's good.
Loki's good.
I for one, I think that Nick Fury's joint was fine. I liked it.
The alien?
I did.
Yeah.
I liked it. And I liked obviously Scarlet Witch. That shit was fire.
Oh,
WandaVision.
WandaVision was fire.
WandaVision was fire.
Kind of hard.
The worst one was to do with the bow and arrow.
Hawkeye was
horrible.
But I'm talking like the Punisher one was.
Oh nah, I mean we're talking about Netflix joints. The Netflix joints was fire.
Marvel, those were the
Daredevil was hard. Punisher.
Punisher was like the bad.
What's the chick name?
Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones. The first season. First
season was good. But the other shit with your man was like
yeah,
like that. But yo, that Punisher was the best show they did. Like
and he's the Punisher in the MCU. So.
No. Like, that's my man.
So, I like I said, I don't understand it, but obviously Marvel has a way of, making us buy in and accepting it, and then when we see, yo, it's fire, yo. So,
Russo,
whatever.
It's a good show.
Moving on. Houston tops the list of the 20 dirtiest cities in America. Would you like to know the list?
Go.
Number 1, Houston, Texas. Number 2, Newark, New Jersey. Of course.
Shithole.
There's a worst.
Pure shithole.
Horrible place.
Oh, it shouldn't even be a place.
Yeah, horrible place. Number 3 was just San Bernardino, California.
Jail.
4, Detroit, Michigan. I can see that.
That's a fact.
5, Jersey City. Absolutely.
Super fucking.
Absolutely. Jersey City is the worst. Jersey City shouldn't even exist.
It shouldn't.
Like, it's like right off the Highland. It's like this is horrible.
It's that town that Tony Soprano's passing through.
Yeah.
And
it's a nothing town.
It's disgusting.
It's a nothing town.
It's like a power plant and it's disgusting.
A couple of warehouses and that's it.
Woke up this morning.
Yeah. Bakersfield, California is 6. San Antonio, Texas, they have a lot of big, ugly, fat women, according to Charles Barkley out there.
Wide backs up?
Yeah, wide backs and big shoulders like offensive linemen. You don't want that. Fresno, California, I've heard people tell me, and shouts to Lauren, that Fresno is called the pits of California, or the anus of California. Fresno, it's bad. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yonkers, New York. Yep. Book it. Shreveport, Louisiana. New York, New York. Number 12. I can't even say anything.
Can't just made it that far.
Exactly.
That's a win.
Exactly. We're not in the top 10. You know what I mean?
Like, that subway dirty as fuck, man.
Facts. There's no subway dirtier than ours. None. At all. Like that type of dirt that even the rats be like, this shit dirty.
I'm not even hungry, bro.
Yeah, I'm not eating off of this floor. You crazy? Birmingham, Alabama's 13.
It's the racistness.
Here's the crazy part. You about to get a run right now. Ontario, California, 14. Los Angeles, California, 15. Modesto, California, 16. Palmdale, California, 17. California dirty as hell, bro.
Dirty as fuck, man.
Dirty as fuck. Like
emissions, pollution, all type of shit, man.
That's crazy.
Bad, man.
18 Hollywood, Florida, 19 Las Vegas, Nevada.
Florida is a shithole.
And 20 to round out the top 20, Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Really?
Yo, it's mad. It's ratchet.
Really?
Ratchet.
I was just there. It's fucking nice.
There's a small part of Fort Lauderdale that's nice, and the rest of that shit is the slums.
Seriously? I don't know.
Got all the boats there, like the cruise ships and
Yeah,
stuff.
you went on that side.
Yeah.
What about the other side?
It's probably dog shit, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's not worse than Hollywood, Florida.
I was
Hollywood,
just saying,
Florida
isn't
is
that
a
like
shithole.
connected basically?
For what?
Fort Lauderdale and Hollywood.
It's like borderline. Might as well be.
Yeah.
It's like 3 blocks. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. It's like Mason-Dixie line, maybe.
So, yeah, I don't think I disagree with anything on that list.
I don't know.
I don't know California too much outside of a few towns, but California, in regards to their pollution, is really bad. So I'm sure it's dirty as hell.
I agree.
Yeah. So,
but we should maybe have the people choose what they feel is the dirtiest town compared to our list, and go from there.
what's the sluttiest town? I'd say Syracuse, New York.
It could be that.
Yeah, there's a lot of smut up there, right? Because there's nothing to do. Nothing to do.
I'm gonna go Miami.
Yeah, you know what?
Miami. The minute you find a woman that's like, oh, all right, what's up? She got everything down pat, look perfect. Da-da. Next thing you know, you kicking it, you having a great night. Oh, I love it. Da, 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 da. Yo, you want to go out and get out of here? Yeah, let's go. She puts out her hand, and you're like,
and then when you shell out the bread, right? And she hits you with the other line that says, "This is per hour."
and then if there's any hesitation, the boyfriend with the candle, you know what I mean, the 3-wick dreads come out. Hey, dog, fuck you doing, dog? We don't want to let these niggas pay, dog.
Right.
And then you're like, fuck, you're in a situation, and you gotta pay him. They gotta pay him. We gotta pay him now because you can't pay her.
Facts.
Yeah.
It gets tricky.
Yeah.
Moving on. Who else we got here? Oh yeah. Did you see Delonte West? Delonte West was arrested in Fairfax County, Virginia, after police say he was served a warrant for violation of conditions of release and charged with resisting arrest. Delonte West down bad. My thoughts and prayers go out to him. Former basketball player. Is just, when the drugs get you, man, and people try to help him. I know that Mark Cuban had tried to help. There's a couple of people that try to help, but you think that if you saw somebody that you knew, not really a friend, somebody that you knew, and you saw him down bad like that, and you had it, would you help?
I mean, I'll probably do it off rip. I won't think none of it.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like, so many people that he's encountered in the NBA, nobody can really kind of. I mean, I don't know everybody's situation. Obviously, it's different. It's easy for me to say that from here, but it just looked crazy.
I agree.
You know, you have your NBA brethren out there that's struggling with drug abuse and other stuff and just down bad. And it's like, I don't think it would cost that much to help. That's all I'm saying. So hopefully he gets better.
I agree.
Your hair would look like this if you ever cut it, by the way.
Just hate.
Moving on. What else we got here? Oh, the new show on FX called Clipped, involving the Los Angeles Clippers and the whole Donald Sterling fiasco, is by far the worst casted show ever made. You should see who they have playing Steph Curry. Yo, none of these dudes look like anybody. The only one that can pass for anybody right now is Don Sterling, because that's played by Ed O'Neill. And then you got Lawrence Fishburne, who they got the worst spray-on hairline on him that I've ever seen. Like, who casted this? Whoever casted this should never be allowed to do casting calls ever again. This is bad. It's really bad. And I'm sure the acting is even worse. I'm gonna watch. I'm telling you, I can't wait to binge watch this. I'm gonna let it go. I want to see all the episodes back to back. Because you know how much I hate the Clippers. I need to make fun of them. But this casting is bad. It really is. Moving on. Dr. Pepper just passed Pepsi as the second biggest soda brand in the United States. What's I thought about that? Pepsi.
Times change.
It's kind of true though, because you don't really see people drinking Pepsi no more.
And Coke has the worst shit like ever. Like as far as a bad rep, like how that shit takes off like paint.
Bro, if you pour Coke on the sidewalk, it stains the sidewalk and it doesn't come out. Can you imagine what that does to your insides? But people will still drink that motherfucker. It's crazy.
I'm not like a soda drinker, but like I actually, if I were to drink soda, it's 1 orange soda and then 2 Dr. Pepper.
Right.
Which is like, so I'm about it.
Yeah, I'm not a soda drinker though, but I remember when I used to drink Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper fire.
Mm-hmm. You have
it was
cherry Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, cherry Dr. Pepper fire.
No, like
fire. So, shouts to Dr. Pepper for doing what they're doing. 26-year-old crossing guard charged with giving vapes and marijuana to students. You should see her mugshot. Like, if you,
crazy.
Yo, the mustache on her is savage. First off, if you sell me something, I'm not buying it. Cause I don't know where you coming from. It's like, all right, cool. She gotta shave that. She gotta do something with that. I don't know if I could be able to trust this. Like, her mustache is it's real. It's really real. Like, ain't no Nair can fix that. That's a 5 o'clock shadow. It really is. 26 year look, and on top of that too, here's what makes it even better. She's a little person.
Yeah, she's small. She got a mustache. She got the bald spot.
Yo, she got everything working against it. It's like, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
And like just watching that video too, like with like the cops taking her, to like the car or whatever. It's crazy.
Now, the fact that she was that small, did the middle schoolers think that she was a middle schooler? Is that what it is? Did she disguise as a middle schooler?
She doesn't like, if you really like kind of like squint, I guess you can't really tell.
Right.
So it's like, this one is just fits the part.
Yo, that's nasty work. Nasty work. See what else we got here. I think that's it. That's my irrelevant news.
You got to be kidding me. I mean, how do you watch the? I mean, yeah, they stink.
Call, I need some wrestling.
Well, you came to the right place because SmackDown was today.
Correct.
Apparently, there's a rumor that there may go for a AJ Styles, Cody Rhodes I Quit match.
Oh yeah, that's in the works.
Yeah.
There's gonna be AJ Styles, Cody Rhodes too, because AJ Styles faked his retirement, beat the hell out of Cody Rhodes last week. It was great.
Need that. I'll take an AJ Styles heel.
I mean, he's been heel since he's been back, so it's a good catalyst for Cody Rhodes because I've been saying this for a very long time since he won a title. We're the bad guys. Like if he's gonna be the white hot babyface like Bret Hart, where's the villain? Where is the bad guy? You need somebody to be able to like really give people a chance to say, "Yo, yeah, he might pull this shit off." There ain't nobody like that.
No, not at all. I'm trying to even think, and I can't even find them. Like they got to make them.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
But who? You got dudes like MJF signing back with AEP. That's a dirty word, man. I don't like it. I don't like it.
What about? I mean, Batista's done.
Yeah, he's been done.
But let's get. I wouldn't be mad if Seth Rollins came out heel.
That's very possible though, but he's gonna be on Raw.
Yeah.
So unless they can find a way for him to get to SmackDown, but we've seen Rollins versus Cody already. We've seen it 3 times.
True.
So unless it's gonna be one of those new rivalries where it was like Edge and Cena or Cena and Punk or Cena and Orton, I mean, you get several matches out of that and nobody really cares. So what else is going on with SmackDown?
Outside of the Cody,
LA Knight.
LA Knight's getting that push.
Finally getting that push for that U.S. title.
U.S. title for sure. And then there's rumors that people just want Roman back.
Yeah, I can see that.
And the same thing I can feel. I feel like, don't get me wrong, finishing the story was great, but then where it went from here, it's like it's super mid because there's really nobody for him to get at. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. And here's the thing too. For years, people like, oh, they force feeding Roman to us. We don't like it. We don't like the personality. Blah, blah. And they hated him, booed him, whatever it was. And he's just pretty much trying to work whatever gimmick they give him. Until he went to Vince and say, oh, listen, you gotta let me do it my way. Let me be the asshole that I am because this is him who he is real life. He's a cocky dude, right? Like according to the Usos, this is what they grew up with. So allowing him to be himself is the great microcosm of life. Like, yo, if you bet on yourself, if you be yourself, then the bag comes. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I can see it. That the fact that they turned him, that's the old okie doke in wrestling. Make somebody a bad guy until they love you, and then you switch them good. Stone Cold did it. A whole bunch did it. So now when Roman comes back, the place is going to go crazy because they're not going to really announce it. He's just going to show up.
And I feel like there was a new member of the Bloodline.
Who Tama Tonga?
No. Somebody was
Tangaloa?
head of the table. I think it was Tangaloa. I think he's the official head of the table now, apparently.
I don't know. You're talking about Solo.
Solo.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So Solo, the story, what it looks like is that Solo is telling Paul Heyman that he's getting orders from Roman. He's talked to Roman. I don't necessarily believe he's getting orders from Roman. I believe he's getting orders from The Rock. That's what I believe.
Makes sense.
Because all of this is leading up to War Games at Survivor Series. You're going to have Bloodline versus Bloodline. Roman's Bloodline, which is going to be probably Roman, Jacob Fatu, and the Usos.
Fire, though.
Versus Solo Sikoa, Tangaloa, Tama Tonga, and I don't know. Somebody else is going to come along. We'll see.
I like that.
So we'll see. But yeah, I think that's, they got to continue to build on that. I think the ratings have been steady. I don't like Liv Morgan on Raw. I don't like it. I don't think that she's very good. I'm hoping that Rhea comes back. Gunther needs the belt already.
Facts.
I listen. I like Damian Priest, but I need Gunther to have the title.
That's more interesting.
Yeah, I need Gunther to have the title. Seriously. What did I say about baseball? Oh, baseball is not happy with Bad Bunny. His agency is in trouble. So, Bad Bunny has a sports agency, and that sports agency has not been doing things the right way. They apparently have been offering guys that they are not affiliated with big sums of cash to be able to obviously join or, join their ranks or whatever it is. So the Major League Baseball Players Association accuses Bad Bunny's agency of offering players $200,000 in loans, NBA tickets, and more perks. They had their guy, the agent, Alden Gonzalez, reported on April 22nd that the agency was facing a $400,000 fine, and lead agent, William Arojo, that's the lead agent, is facing a 5-year suspension after having his certification revoked. So they had an agent that was out there working with no active certification and still trying to smooth clients. Like, what are you doing? If you want to run a sports engine, just do it correctly. Like, don't try. What are you trying to poach guys for and offer them bread? They got bread already. Especially the dudes that's like high end. Like, come on now. Like, that's illegal. You have to read the guidelines. Read what is in the manual. If it says no bribing people outside of your agency or whatever it is, read the manual, idiot. That's what they're saying. That's basically what it is.
Facts.
Like, what are you doing? So, Bad Bunny, if you can't do it right, get the hell out of sports and just do what you do. Like, some people are just not multifaceted. They're not designed to do different shit. Bad Bunny nice when it comes to wrestling. Like, you go ahead and wrestle, but just don't do the agent thing or the agency if you're not gonna do it right. That's what I'm saying. Now it's time for the greatest segment on the planet, W of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
Chloe, you got?
Ooh, I'm gonna go to governor in New York.
You gotta relax.
Yeah, I gotta do what I gotta do.
You know about Catherine Hochul?
Yep.
What did she do?
She held back on that congestion pricing
Oh yeah, she walked that back.
because she had to. She realized that, hey, I can't afford this.
But at the end of the day, she realized that, you know why? She's not New York.
Facts.
You're not really New York, fam. When your ass is up there, you not down here. How you gonna tell us what to do and you way up there?
That shit crazy.
You not in the city.
So just for the idea of her just even thinking that shit was okay and they put them up,
It's dirty work.
press it. Because them motherfuckers are still up.
Yeah, dirty work. Congestion prices. That's not the whitest thing that's not the whitest thing I've ever heard. Well, we're in charge of congestion prices. It's bad enough to be in the city. Bad enough. Now I gotta pay $15 extra just to be in this shithole. It's not even a nice place. It's a terrible place to be, and you gotta pay more money.
Brutal.
Come on now. Get the hell out of here. So yeah. Hochul, you get the
Dummy, yeah.
Silent Assassin. Who you got?
I'm going with Kim and Kanye for setting up North.
What do they do?
Just using their is nepotism for her to be Simba in the Hollywood Bowl and her just getting trashed on. I know she's definitely kind of like a spoiled little girl, but too she doesn't deserve all that hate thrown at her.
She's different.
She is horrible. So it's like on stage she taking that opportunity away from talented, kids coming up, given a big opportunity and then just giving it to her. And apparently she refused to wear the actual costume, so she's wearing a Simba onesie basically up on stage.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What?
That's crazy. This is wild as fuck.
I got nothing.
Everyone is really hating on Northwest when technically it's not her fault, but then you got like Kim and Kanye like crying, "Oh my god, like look at her," and she's just getting hated on.
Yo, but she's a kid though.
Mm.
Like anybody that I don't know, man.
She doesn't deserve to be up there, just like talent wise. There's obviously kids that deserve it more, but she doesn't deserve all the backlash and all that stuff that she's getting.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I had mine, and then I forgot it. I did. Because there hasn't been a lot of dummies to me in sports. Not really. But there is one that comes to mind. I never want to give it to him, but I feel like it's needed because sometimes when you know, your heroes disappoint you, you have to make sure that you tell them the truth about when they misstep and they do things the wrong way. May I have the drum roll, please? And the winner for Dummy of the Week, Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith gets my
Dummy, yeah.
Now, I understand that when things are said and people say things that seem like it's coming at your character or whatever it is, that you want to defend yourself. I understand all of that. The problem is that sometimes it doesn't need to go a certain direction. So people don't know Stephen A. Smith was on First Take and they're talking about the WNBA, talking about Caitlin Clark, and then Monica McNutt, she's a contributor on First Take, talks about WNBA stuff, and she kind of took a shot at Stephen A. Smith and was saying, hey, listen, you know, with your platform, you should have been covering the WNBA 3 years ago. 3 years ago, you should have been doing this. Come on, Stephen A. You already know. So he's like, oh, well, who covers the WNBA more than me? More than First Take? And she was like, oh, you could have been doing this with your own private platforms and da-da-da-da. So she's basically saying that, yeah, okay, you got a platform and you should have been putting us on the forefront from even back then. Doesn't matter if it wasn't popular or not, right? He then goes to his private podcast and starts talking about it. Oh, well, you know, who made Monica McNutt famous? I'm just like, bruh, I understand that you want to defend yourself. That's fine. But once you start to kind of puff your chest out, and then it looks crazy that you're doing it against a young black woman, I don't think that you necessarily want to take that road. Sometimes taking the high road makes a lot of sense. Like saying, hey, listen, we've done a lot for the WNBA. We've done a lot for women's sports, women's basketball. I don't think that I need to go ahead and go over my credentials. But the fact that he feels that he has a podcast and he feels that he has to be a little bit more edgy to be able to now control the narrative to get a big media deal for himself, sometimes it looks very, very disingenuous from a guy that has been $100,000 since he's been in the media spotlight. So I love Stephen A. Smith, but this ain't it, bruh. Like, people are cooking you about this. People are saying that it's completely wrong how you approach it. I completely agree. And then there was also something that I don't know, it was on X, saying that how he said that, oh, Monica McNutt, his former colleague, like okay, so you have this issue with her on the show, and now you're referring to her as a former colleague. Say it ain't so, bro. Don't do it. Don't cross that bridge. Do not let her go because it's going to make you look crazy. The Max Kellerman situation, I talked about that. If you go ahead and do that, it's not going to look good. So I don't care what type of soapbox you want to be on or square you want to stand on. This ain't the road that you want to take, man. And for people that support you and love you, we don't want to see you go out like this. We don't want to see you kind of use this type of behavior, bro. That's not the flex. That ain't the flex at all. So, Stephen A. Smith, you get the
Dummy, yeah.
And hopefully you leave Monica McNutt alone, and you also choose your words wisely the next time you want to puff your chest out about certain things that you really don't need to do for. That's it for the show. Silent Assassin, any kind of words?
Don't clean up a bathroom unless you have to.
Facts. That's in your contract. You know what I'm saying? PSA real quick. For people that like to witness tragedies or people that's sad or going through some emotional things in their life on camera, shame on you. Shame on you for thinking that you can be able to be allowed into somebody's personal space to see them vulnerable and to be able to not have the respect to air that. Like we saw Jabari Parker was playing overseas. They were interviewing him about how he felt his first season overseas, and he was crying. He couldn't even say anything, and came out and said how emotional he was because, you know, the fact that he never thought that he'd ever play basketball again. The love of basketball kind of disappeared for him, and the fact that he's back playing, he was so taken back with emotion that he couldn't hold it. And I think in a situation like that, they shouldn't even air that. Just don't air it. Give the man his respect. Give the man his space. And certain people can be able to download that differently and kind of overanalyze why he's crying and all this other stuff. So just not even put the narrative out there, man. Let the man be. Let the man, you know, kind of be in tune with his feelings in that situation and kind of be in the moment. Don't spread everything. Everything is so overblown nowadays, man. People want to post pictures of loved ones that pass and they got the hand on. They do the fucking hand picture. Like, I'm tired of that. I don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? You go to funerals and people over here posting pictures of the person in the cat. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
I even have I don't even think I've ever had my phone in a funeral.
Yeah, like it's not appropriate, fam. It's just not. You know what I mean? So that's my PSA, but there's another thing too before I get out of here. You Gen Zers that are upset about what I said about you guys being offended by Eminem, I meant every fucking word. So, sorry, not sorry.
I'm for it, so
exactly. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. There's a lot of people that support what I said. And if you want to go see it, go check it out on TikTok. All Even Media, please. It's jumping off like wildfire right now. That's it for this show. Claw, I appreciate you. Silent Assassin, always a pleasure. My team, I love my people. I love being down here. I love doing this show every week. I don't care if 2 people watch it. I don't care if 6,000 people watch it. This is something that I enjoy doing every week because we're good at what we do. We have a lot of fun, and listen, we talk shit, and that's the way it goes. So yeah, until next week, stay safe, stay cool. Peace.
My son is the champ, so get over it.